Hi, we're Britt and Josh, and we're building a house in the high desert. So, you know we're out here to build a house, but you may be wondering why, and why Joshua Tree of all places.
You mean besides the fact that it's named after me?
I don't think so. But really, why would we live somewhere that gets to be 110 degrees in the summer, is super remote, and kind of quirky? Today we're diving into that. And okay, now that our camera's broken, we're going to talk about why people like us, who have no regard for technology, are moving to the high desert. Living in Joshua Tree was not my dream, but living in California was. Around 14 years old, I got it in my head that I was a displaced Californian living in the Midwest, and I made a plan to go to California for college and never look back.
So did you?
No, none of that happened. Nothing went according to plan, but I was still convinced that one day California would be my home, except now I had to also convince you.
I was kind of difficult to convince, but once I realized there was real estate opportunity and that we'd be able to build our own house, I was down.
Plus, we thought it would be really fun to live in a place that we had vacationed.
So finally the stars aligned and we moved here. And it wasn't until we arrived that we truly experienced what it's like living in a tourist desert town. And it's actually pretty cool.
For instance, we get to live near one of the trendiest national parks. Yeah, it can get crowded during season, but there's always something to explore. With the landscape, nature, native plants, animals, it's also interesting.
Yes, it does get up to 110 degrees, but it's a dry heat. And what we love the most is it's almost always sunny, even in the winter.
There's a quirky art scene, sometimes a little weird, but if you can't get weird in the desert, where else can you go?
The desert's a great escape from fast-paced city life with lots of open space. Just make sure you bring plenty of water and don't get abducted by aliens.
There's some really cute boutiques, a few vibey restaurants and cafes, some decent grocery stores, a health food store, and a bomb weekly farmers market.
Some is the key word here. If we're craving a bigger city and more food options and stores, Palm Springs is just down the hill.
And depending on traffic, other major destinations like Big Bear, Los Angeles, and San Diego are only about an hour or two away.
Because the area is so unique, it's grown in popularity over the last few years.
The Joshua Tree National Park became one of the top 10 most visited national parks in 2020, with about 2.4 million visitors. Additionally, during the pandemic, when everyone was realizing they could work from wherever, a lot of people were leaving the surrounding cities and making the high desert their home.
Because of this influx of people, real estate prices skyrocketed. A new modern home in Joshua Tree can now cost between $500 and $700 a square foot.
Which seems like a lot until you look at homes in Palm Springs, where they're going for about $900 a square foot. So one of the more affordable ways to get yourself into a new modern home isn't by buying one new, but by building one new yourself.
Which is approachable to do here in the desert, and it all starts with the right piece of land.
We're actually going to be talking about that next week, what it's like buying land up in the high desert and what you should know, and also what a wash is and that it might affect your ability to build on your land. So tune in next week and we'll talk more about that.
So back to our original question, why is everyone moving to Joshua Tree? Well, it might be the perfect combination of California living, real estate opportunity, and a perfectly weird setting that's just begging to be explored.
That's actually what we're about to do right now and enjoy this beautiful sunset. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and we'll see you next week.
Bye.